many of you have ever had a really special meal cooked for you by somebody very special in your family? Can somebody tell me what meal that might be? What meal would that be for you? What is that? Her sister cooks her pizza. That's a special meal for her. How about you? Yeah?
My grandma made potato tacos for my birthday.
Your grandmother made you potato tacos for your birthday. How about you right here? Yeah. Yeah, blue shirt right here. Yeah. Your mom makes you sopas. Sopes? Sopes? Sopes. Yeah, over here. What does she make you? Oh, rojitos. Your mother makes it. How about you, love? I thought he said mojitos. I thought she said my mom makes me mojitos. I'm like, okay, that happens. Yeah. Chicken with smashed potatoes. Well, I have a story about my favorite meal, and I want to tell it to you now. This one became my second picture book, and it was only rejected 27 times. Little Nina was 8 years old, and she got to her grandmother's house for Christmas Eve. She said, Abuela, yo te quiero. And grandmother said, I love you too, Nina. And Nina said, but I think I love the snow more. What book do you think I'm reading to you right now from my head? Yeah, what do you think? It's La Noche Buena, the Christmas Eve meal. That's the story that I'm going to tell you right now. Abuela said, Nina, you love the snow more than your grandmother? No, Abuela, it's just that you don't have snow where you live. My other grandmother in Boston, she has snow. And on Christmas Eve, we go sledding and we have snowball fights and it's fun. But here, it's too hot for snow. We'll have a fun time today, Nina. Las tías, the aunties, are cooking in the kitchen. Nina and Abuela walked into the kitchen, and there, her first auntie was chopping onions. Chop, 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 chop. The second was cutting onions as well. Chop, 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 chop. The third was chopping onions, but she was very old, and she was chopping very slowly. Chop, chop. The fourth was even older. And the fifth was so young, she was chopping so quickly, tears were coming out of her eyes. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. And little Nina was laughing as she saw her aunties chopping the onions. She still missed the snow, but it looked like a lot of fun. Abuela took all of those onions, she threw them in a great big pot, and Nina's grandmother grabbed a great big jar of olive oil and glue, 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 glue. Then she threw in some salt, and some pepper, and some spices, and then she got a spoon, and she stirred, and she stirred, and she stirred, and she stirred. And she stirred, and she stirred, and she stirred, and she stirred. And she stirred, and she stirred. She stuck her pinky into the pot. Ah, she smelled it. Ah, she tasted it. Ew. Más cebollas, tías. We need more onions. So the aunties started chopping more onions. And if you want to help them, you can. The first auntie, chop, 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 chop. La segunda, chop, 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 chop. La tercera, chop, chop, chop. The fourth, chop. And the fifth, chop, 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 chop. Abuela gathered those onions, threw them in the pot. What's the next ingredient she had to put into the pot? Olive oil. Help her pour in the olive oil. Glue, 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 glue. And then the salt. And the pepper. And the spices. And then what did she have to do? Stirred, and she stirred, and she stirred, and she stirred. And she stirred, and she stirred, and she stirred. She stuck her pinky into the pot. Ah, perfecto, perfect. She said, Nina, the sauce is almost ready. Take it to your uncle's. He's doing the barbecue. Her uncle lived next door, and Nina gave the sauce to her uncle, and her uncle poured it on the meat, and he poured it on the meat, And he poured it on the meat until it was almost all gone. He said, Nina, necesitamos más. We need more sauce for the barbecue. She went back to her auntie's kitchen, and the aunties were chopping. The first one, chop, 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 chop. La segunda cortó las cebollas, chop, 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 chop. La tercera, bien despacita, chop, chop, chop. Y la más anciana, más despacito todavía, chop. Y la quinta, más rápida, chop, 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 chop. Abuela agarró esas cebollas, echó en la cazuela y echó el aceite de oliva. Y el sal, y pimienta, y las especias, y mezcló, y mezcló, y mezcló, y mezcló. Y puso su muñeco ahí. ¿Lo olió? Y lo probó con la lengua. Perfecto. After cooking the sauce and cooking the barbecue, it was finally time to eat. Nina put on a new dress. Abuela got dressed. The uncles and aunties got dressed, and they all sat around the table. Abuela held her glass in the air. She said, "It is time to give thanks that we are all here together." And everyone said, "Yay!" And Abuela said, "And it is sad that some of our family is no longer with us." And everyone put their glasses down and said, "Aww." And we are grateful that Nina is here to celebrate Christmas Eve, La Noche Buena with us. Yay! And sad that she has no snow to play in. Aww. And grateful that we have this food to eat. Yay! And sad that some people have no food to eat. Aww. And happy that we have a home to celebrate La Noche Buena, Christmas Eve in. Yay! And sad that some people have no homes to celebrate in. Aww. And grateful that the basketball team won last night. Yay! And sad that the football team lost last weekend. Aww. And Nina said, "When are we going to eat?" And Abuela said, "We are again grateful that Nina is here." Yay! And sad that she has no patience. Aww. And Abuela went on, and finally it was time to eat. And it was spectacular. When they were done eating, Uncle put a record on the record player. Who knows what a record is? Who has listened to a record recently? And they danced salsa and merengue and cumbia and cha-cha-cha. And when they were done dancing, it was almost 5 o'clock in the morning. All of the aunties and all of the uncles went home. Abuela tucked Nina into bed. Nina said, "Abuela, I still miss the snow, but this was the best Christmas ever. Can I come back next year? And can I bring all my cousins from up north?" And Abuela said, "Nina, nothing would make me happier." And that's the story of Nina and La Noche Buena, the Christmas Eve meal. So when I was at my grandmother's house, celebrating Noche Buena, Christmas Eve, I wrote down those memories. When I got home, I shared those memories with my friend. When I got much, much older, it became my second picture book. This is in the Pasadena Public Library system as well. It's the story I just told you, the La Noche Buena, the Christmas Eve meal. And I'll show you a couple of the pictures. You might not be able to see them from where you're seated. Let me see. Here's the uncle at the barbecue. It's a really big barbecue, a special barbecue. It's actually called a pig roast. That's what they do in Cuba. They do it for 3 days. It's a 3-day celebration. And here is the cousins. Oh, I forgot to show you the chopping thing. They're the cousins picking fruit for the meal. I'm going to show you the chopping. You can't really see it too well. There's something that a lot of kids notice about this page. On this page in my book, which if you can't see it, I'll try to describe it for you. There is no auntie who is chopping and crying at the end of it. It was too long, and so the editor made me cut that part out of the story. And I said, "I want to leave it in the story." He said, "Then we're not going to publish your book." I'm like, "Okay, crying auntie goes. She's out." That's a thing about being a writer. Sometimes they tell you have to cut things that you love. Here is, oh, this is what I love. This is Nina. And like they say, a picture tells 1,000 words. My illustrator for this book is Angela Dominguez. When she was younger, she loved to read and draw and write. And now that she's older, she's both an author and an illustrator.